Hello, fellow creators. Welcome to another video, Joseph Manifesting. I hope you guys are having a beautiful morning. I sure am. It is chilly outside, which is ideal for me. I love the cold, which is ironic that I live in Arizona, but that's a story for a different time. Today's video is on the pruning shears of revision. This is one of the most talked about topics, and for good reason. And Neville loved this. He referenced the pruning shears of revision all the time. He shared often in his lectures, and I know from experience, the past is not dead in me. To give an example or paint a picture of this, let's say I've been working with this boss for 6 months, and every day I've been having imaginal conversations with myself about how this person shows up. Now it's automatic and it's unconscious, and now I have quote unquote proof that it is so. I see that person, even though if I were to change my imaginal activity, they would show up ideally. I automatically assume that the person is going to be this way because they've showed up this way the last 6 months. Again, forgetting that I was the cause of this. I decided to allow this outside circumstance to determine my internal talk, to determine how I felt about somebody. And I've heard this a lot with people that have been dating or married to their spouse for a while. It is very hard for them to imagine that this person is showing up that way because of their internal conversations. To them, it seems natural. I assure you, the inner conversations create the experiences. It is not the other way around, ever. I had a couple experiences this week of revision. I had a post on Reddit, and for whatever reason, it was brought down. Several of the chat members were telling me, hey, your post was brought down. I said, okay. I went into imagination, and I imagined myself telling them all, hey, the post is good again if you wanted to reference it. I went on with my day. I received a chat from one of the members about 5-10 minutes later and says, hey, message this person, they'll get right back to you. I sent a chat to the person while enjoying a bath, and the person responded about 5 minutes later and said, hey, sorry about that, not sure what happened. Your message was accidentally deleted. I'm gonna go ahead and reinstate it. Accidentally. When you revise, there will be a whole bunch of accidental coincidences because, again, it seems natural. I was speaking to another Reddit user, and he shared with me the other day, he had the assumption that if he drank coffee too late at night, he would not be able to sleep. And that was the experience that he had. He then decided to revise himself, drinking a couple cups of coffee and being able to fall asleep regardless of what time he drank coffee. And he said he had several cups, and that night he fell asleep without trouble. I could share hundreds of stories of this. Matter of fact, I will share one more. Yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, I was texting with my wife, and I reacted unideally. Because I acted unideally, I went into my imagination and saw myself sending the texts that were ideal instead of the ones that I actually did send in the 3D. The conversation ended up going like nothing even happened, where typically an unideal conversation could have lasted for maybe a day or so. That is the power of revision, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is, the situation, who's involved, etc. Now, depending upon the situation and how much emotional charge there is to it and how much panic you have involved with it, or history, like I shared in the beginning with someone who's been dating their spouse or special person for a year or more and has seen repetitive behavior to the opposite of their ideal, revision may take several sessions. And remember, you are not changing them. You are changing you. To pray correctly means that you have been inwardly changed by your revision. There is no one to change but self. The world is a mirror forever reflecting to you who you are in secret. And I want to challenge you. How often, and Neville talks about this in his fundamentals, how often are you having inner conversations about somebody or something, assuming it to be so, from a state of victimhood, from a state of, well, this person always does this, or this person's doing this? And catch yourself and revise it. See the person ideally. See you thinking ideally. The more and more and more that this is practiced, the more and more everything lovingly rearranges itself, because you are inwardly rearranging yourself. How to revise. All I will do is I will go into the exact circumstances. For instance, for the text, I went into my mind's eye and I saw me texting up until the point where the text was ideal. The texts that I sent were unideal. I replaced them with text messages that were loving and harmonious. And I saw it a couple of times with all the tones of reality. I felt my fingers push the message. I felt me excited to connect with my wife. And I felt me actually press the button to send the message. And I saw her responding lovingly and ideally. It's the same thing if you had a fight with a boss or anything like that. Go back into the situation. See you having a conversation with this person and them enjoying your company. See them laughing. Feel the love and the harmony. And at the end of it, give them a handshake or a hug. If it's a specific person, a kiss. And have them tell you how much they love you, and hear them tell you, and feel them tell you that they love you. And do this several times if necessary, until it feels as though that is exactly what happened. And persist. Remember, when unideal things happened in your life, they took continuous persistence. You thought an unideal thought many times, which then gave it power and added more thoughts that were of the same nature until you were convicted. And this may have taken a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a year. But all you did was convince yourself, you changed yourself, that then made the outside change. Now the only difference is you're doing it for something that's ideal for you, that you want. You're consciously choosing it. And so it may take some convincing of you to believe that this person is ideal, or that the situation is ideal. But if you persist long enough, you will eventually convince yourself that you are the cause. And it's your internal talks. If you pay attention to your internal talks, you will see that most thoughts are not lovingly or they are automatically assuming based upon past outside experiences instead of what you love to experience, what you love about this person, how the relationship is so amazing. If you have that boss, that spouse, whatever it is in your life, I want to challenge you. Have inner conversations that they are so amazing. They're not cooking or cleaning. You see them as cooking and cleaning. They're not telling you they love you or you feel unappreciated. You revise it and you see them telling you you are loved and so appreciated, and continue to do this and continue to do this. And you will be amazed as you change you, they change. Hit the like, subscribe button. If you have any feedback or anything like that, please leave it in the message section and I will consider it for the next video. Thanks so much, guys.